So it's been a complicated week for the Vendée Globe fleet. We've seen 5 boats now having to retire, and it's been some really tricky, tough conditions, lots of waves and lots of wind. But we can see the weather ahead is not looking much easier, unfortunately. We've currently got Boris on board Seaexploere Yacht Club de Monaco. He's up to the northern group, and we can have a look and see what weather features we have at the moment. So this is the wind at 1600 UTC, the GFS file. We can identify some of the features. So firstly, there's this low pressure over here, quite far south of the fleet, and you have a second low pressure down to the southeast of the fleet, and then Boris is sailing just to the southeast, this high pressure over here in sort of 20-25 knots of southwesterly wind. So what we're going to see in the next few days is this low pressure is going to make its way up towards the fleet, towards the northeast. And as it does so, we might see it start to intensify, and we can have a look at why that's going to happen. But firstly, let's have a look at the sat image of it. So you can see, you can really identify this low pressure. It's probably centered somewhere here. You have a bit of circulation there, but it's this cloud front, which is kind of marking this low pressure, and that's really useful to be able to see the location of it. In the next 24 hours, so this is the GFS file in 24 hours time, Boris will have sailed a few hundred miles to the east by this point, and you can see that the low has made its way up towards the northeast slowly. You see the front here, which is probably marked by that cloud on the sat image. What's going to happen is we're going to start to get some warm air input from over here, and that's really going to make this front really strong and active. And already this low is quite windy. It's going to get even windier and even more intense. So we can see how that happens. So here's 24 hours. If we skip forward to 48 hours, you can see here now this front has got really strong and really powerful, up to 40-45 knots. And some of the boats ahead of Boris at the moment, like Apivia and Linked Out, might end up having to deal with this very strong winds. So could be quite tricky. But what that means for the strategy is Boris will be sailing in the north westerly winds ahead of the front, and as the front passes over, probably about 48 hours from now, Boris will be around here. The wind will do a big shift down to the southwest, and as it does so, he'll be sailing on port jibe like this, and then he'll make a jibe down towards the southeast. But really the fleet have to really manage their boats and really make sure that they don't damage anything, and keep an eye out for the conditions. Could be very windy, very wavy again, 45 to 50 knots, and potentially some big seas of 6 or 7 meters. So let's see how they get on, but this is what the Southern Ocean is.